Hi, in this video I'll help you get to know your car a little better. At the end of this video I've put together a straightforward infographic that summarizes all the key points. Like, subscribe and comment below. It really helps.
So you're a Chevy owner and your code reader is flashing P1682 at you. Yep, you've come to the right place. This code can be pretty frustrating, I know, but today we're going to break down exactly what it means, what's causing it, and how you can get it fixed. Let's dive in. You're just driving along, minding your own business, and boom, there it is. That dreaded check engine light flicks on. And maybe you also notice your car isn't accelerating like it used to, or it just feels kind of sluggish and weak. It's a super common scenario, and yeah, it can be pretty unnerving.
If those symptoms sound all too familiar, well, there's a really good chance your vehicle is logged code P1682. And that's not just some random set of characters. It's a very specific message your car is sending you, telling you exactly where to start looking for the problem. So let's start with the warning itself. You should think of this code as a direct message from your vehicle, flagging a problem that really needs your attention before it gets any worse.
Okay, so what does this code actually mean? Let's decode this message your Chevy's trying to send us and turn all that technical talk into plain English.
First things first, we need to talk about the PCM, the Powertrain Control Module. The absolute easiest way to think of it is as your car's central brain. It's the computer managing all the critical stuff in your engine and transmission, making sure everything runs just right.
So, what's the official by-the-book definition? When code P1682 pops up, it means the PCM, that car brain we just mentioned, has spotted an abnormal voltage reading in the fuel pump's control circuit.
To put it simply, your car's brain is trying to talk to the fuel pump, but the signal is just getting all messed up. It's basically a communication breakdown, and that's why you're feeling that power loss. The engine just isn't getting the consistent fuel it's asking for.
Okay, so we know what the code means. Now it's time to put on our detective hats and identify the cause. What exactly is causing this communication glitch? Let's round up the usual suspects.
So, service data usually points to four main culprits. We could be looking at a faulty fuel pump relay, maybe a problem with the wiring, a failing fuel pump itself, or, in some rarer cases, an issue with the PCM, the brain itself.
Now listen up, because this is probably the most important clue for any of you DIY mechanics out there. And it's actually good news. By far, the #1 most common cause of a P1682 code is just a faulty fuel pump relay. And why is that good news? Because it's usually the simplest and cheapest part to fix.
Now that we've got our list of suspects, we can dive into the diagnostic steps. And trust me, following a solid checklist here is the key to not wasting your time or your money. So, your game plan should follow this exact order. We're going to go from the most likely and easiest fix to the most complex. You start with the fuel pump relay. If that checks out, you inspect the circuit wiring for any damage. Wiring looks good? Then you test the fuel pump itself. And only after you've ruled all three of those out should you even start thinking about the PCM.
I really can't say this enough. Always start with the simplest and most common suspect. By checking that fuel pump relay first, you could have this whole thing solved in just a few minutes.
All right, you've found the problem. Now for the best part, fixing the fault and getting your Chevy back out on the road where it belongs. The fix here is refreshingly simple, really. It lines up perfectly with what you found. If the relay's bad, you just swap in a new one. Is the wiring damaged? You repair or replace it. Fuel pump failed? You replace it. And in that rare case that it's actually the PCM, well, that needs to be replaced too.
Okay, let's talk about timing. This is definitely not a code you want to just ignore. If you keep driving with a P1682, you could be setting yourself up for bigger engine problems later on. So it's really important to get to the root of it as soon as you can.
Of course, fixing a problem is great, but you know what's even better? Preventing it in the first place. To avoid this issue and a whole lot of others, the best advice is pretty simple. Just follow your manufacturer's service recommendations. Proper regular maintenance is always going to be the key to a happy, healthy vehicle.
So as we wrap this up, I'll just leave you with this question. Isn't a simple checkup today worth avoiding the whole headache of another warning light tomorrow? That little bit of time can save you from a huge repair bill down the road. Thanks for tuning in to this explainer.